Hi there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ty if you haven't been here before, and today we're going to be going through two different color studies for my upcoming series called After the Tide. It's a more narrative body of work that I've been kind of working on for the past 6 months or so. Through this experience, I want to take you through the beginning of building a series, how to go about building a series, and also just general tips on color studies and stuff like that in general. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, let's go ahead and jump in and talk about the role of the color study. So before I go into making any sort of large painting, I will go ahead and do most of the time I'll do a preparatory drawing as well, but or some sort of drawing, so I kind of have my bearings, especially if it's a figure or like something more than just a head with shoulders. I want to know where I'm going. I want to know what direction I'm going in before I commit to doing a huge, canvas. So there's a couple main objectives when working on a color study. One is get the accurate value and color relationships, or at least create ones that you find harmonious and that you think will work for your larger painting. Drawing is not necessarily a huge factor here, although I would, still consider the drawing as part of your color study. But at the end of the day, the main focus is getting the colors and the accurate kind of harmony in your colors and values that you're aiming for in the final product. The other primary objective of the color study, especially if you're doing one of a full composition, as you see in the one with the blue background with the tentacles and stuff like that, that's a color study of a full composition. When you're doing a color study like that, you also have the ability to adjust compositional elements and stuff like that before getting on to the final work. So let's say I was done with this color study and I did actually end up changing the tentacles for the final painting that I'm working on right now. And that's something that you can do if you have a color study or something that you can work from. A lot of times I see artists go for bigger paintings without doing any sort of preparatory work, and I'm including myself in this category because I've definitely done it before, several times actually. You run a major risk when doing that though, and that major risk is not knowing where all the compositional elements need to be, not knowing what the colors and rendering should look like, not knowing visually what that is supposed to be looking like. When you're working on such a large scale, you have nowhere to hide in that way. In my opinion, all of your flaws kind of get exposed when you do that. And I've definitely had paintings where it definitely shows that I did not put enough thought into, where things go, what that color should look like, how rendered I want certain areas to be versus other areas and stuff like that. Another thing that I try to kind of keep in mind as well while I'm doing color studies, especially like in some cases, I don't necessarily have everything figured out in the color study stage even. Like a lot of times I'll leave the background elements for the color study because I can kind of go in and draw out what I want with paint. I don't need to do a preparatory drawing for a landscape background, I do try to supplement my studio work with plenty of work outside to have that knowledge to then bring into the studio, as far as, these colors look more natural as far as I'm trying to create mist and clouds versus a blue sky versus water, versus having the experience working from life definitely helps me in my studio practice. So I definitely recommend that, but I'm not doing, preparatory background sketches necessarily, so. If I'm working on something that's more figurative, or portraiture, which is what I typically end up working on, I will also use this as an opportunity to work out what exactly my skin tone mixtures look like. I have a standard kind of palette now that I'm using, but within that there are variations. So for instance, the first study with the orange background, I definitely went for more paler skin tones, as well as like more pinks where the pinker complexion kind of shows through, because the model is a paler woman, as opposed to the other study where the model is her skin is darker. So I'm just using different proportions of the same colors to achieve the same goal. At the end of the day, you still need to have your lighter, brighter to darker grayer, your higher chroma in the lights, darker chroma in the shadow, or darker chroma in the darker halftones. But within that, the color study gives you the opportunity to set that range of, okay, I'm basically going to be working in the top half of my value range for these skin tones. I might as well calibrate my palette to account for that, so that way I'm not mixing up a bunch of paint that I'm not going to use. So the study also gives you the opportunity to do stuff like that. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe to see more content just like it. Also ring the notification bell to make sure you never miss any new episodes. And with that, thank you for watching, happy painting, and I'll see you next time.